understanding this is literally one of my biggest life discoveries that has made me more free than anything else. There's a reason why we connect so deeply with some of the stories we watch on TV. Some of the amazing stories of overcoming something. And to me, there's like a secret. Like there's principles that we don't learn, we don't teach each other, we don't learn them in school, that I feel like I've started to finally comprehend after listening to tons of books, reading so many books. I have like a bit of nerves actually talking about this, because I feel like fundamentally it has helped me become who I am. Okay. Let me explain. Imagine in our life we have these power banks that give us motivation and confidence, or the ability to move forward in life. And one of them is called hope. Another one is belief. Let's then say that hope and belief motivate us to take action. And that action will produce some kind of outcome. Let's give an example. Let's say we're overweight, but we hope that one day we can lose the weight, right? And eventually we begin then to believe it. And that belief energizes us to take action. And the action could also be, this section here could also be called our leap of faith. Because this alone, this section, it is hard at times. And in this case, let's say that we are overweight to the point where we're relatively embarrassed, and going to the gym is out of our comfort zone, it's hard, it's what we don't want to do, right? And to actually take that final belief and say, I'm going to go, and I'm going to do this. And then, when we go to the gym, and let's say we're diligent for a week, we'll have some outcome that happens. And let's take the best outcome. Let's say that you weigh yourself, and that outcome is that you lost 2 pounds. We're like stoked, and we get a level of confidence. And we associate that outcome then with a positive feedback, which comes back and feeds our battery. And no longer do we have some level of drained battery, we have a full belief battery. And that gives us then more power to take a next step. Some kind of action that allows us to move again. So we go, oh, we're going to go again the next week. This is a positive feedback loop. Let's say that we go to the gym, we go for that week, we come back, the outcome is we lost 2 pounds, but it's not the progress we wanted, right? So at that point, no longer do we have a positive feedback loop. And remember, this is after we'd gone and we drained that initial action. Then we come back and that first action is like, we're already drained a little bit in our belief, but we associate with it a negative feedback. And what that does is it drains our battery. And so we don't recharge this, and it maintains here. Then we go back to the gym, we take that leap of action, we get another outcome, and we are either going to give it a positive feedback or a negative feed loop in our heads. And that's where, like, what happens in our mind when that outcome happens is, it's extremely important. And let's say you're in a business decision, and you're like, great, I'm gonna start this business, and we're just gonna freaking rock it. And we have all this hope and belief, and we go into it guns a-blazing, and we start taking action. And we don't know what's gonna happen, right? It's that barrier, that black wall that's like, I'm gonna take that foot, just like Indiana Jones, and I'm gonna walk onto that bridge that I don't know that's really there yet. Let's say that we go through a period of time and we continually have this positive feedback that happens, and we're doing well, and we take a few steps that really put us out there and that kind of stress us out, and we're like, geez, some things start to change, and it's like, man, I don't know if this is gonna work. And all of those outcomes after continuing can stack up, and this begins to wear on you. Like, you don't have as much energy to be like, I'm out there and I'm gonna make this happen. And it wears on you and it wears on you. And the more belief drops, you have less and less confidence to take a leap of faith and continue moving forward. And there can be times when you are going through life and that negative feedback loop gets so daunting that you're like, I don't know if I can continue to go on. And once belief is gone, it's difficult to want to move forward, because the outcomes they're continually to be something that is draining that battery. And it gets really bad when we've lost hope. This is a hard place. When hope is gone, this is where depression exists. If you're there, give yourself a break. It's all right. I mean, know that if you don't think there's anybody else, I care about you. And we've been there. And if you think throughout history and time that people haven't been there, they have. My hope is that you'll recognize that there are things you can do to train yourself not to get in a negative feedback loop. But even if the outcome is hard, that you can continue to feed yourself some level of energy. It's so empowering. Because imagine that this is like a vehicle that powers you. Forgive my drawing because this is really terrible. If we have hope and belief and we work towards it and we have an outcome, the truth is sometimes that outcome, instead of being like my man Indiana who just steps on the bridge, other times it's like my friend Logan.
Got this, Logan.
And when that happens, it hurts. And this belief battery is just like, man, I do not want to do that again. And the leap of faith at that point in time, it becomes so hard. If we have that happen to us, what we assign the outcome is extremely important, because it can either quickly regrow our faith and our hope and our belief, or it will just obliterate it. And we get stuck in that. We get stuck in it hard. It's my belief that this system is inherent, like it's universal. Doesn't matter who you are or what the situation is like that you're in. This and what we do in this moment affects how we progress in life. So what are some of the tools that we can use to train ourselves to have a better positive feedback loop rather than negative? This is where positive self-affirmations come in.
It's great. I can do anything good. I like my school. I like anything. I like my dad. I like my cousins. I like my aunts. I like my Allisons. I like my moms. I like my sisters. I like my dad.
People train themselves to have a better mental state by one of the tools being self-affirmations. And they just repeat in their mind over and over. Therapists help people. Another one is books that teach us tools. The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. This one is also fascinating. Being able to understand the habits that we have and how they have loops, right? You get in a habit loop. And he talks about feedback loops in this book. And learning those tools will better enhance your ability to have a more positive feedback loop, so that you can maintain enough energy to move forward and take a leap of faith again, and then reevaluate whatever outcome it is. Some of these will link in the description down below. Let's talk for a second about some other truths. One of the things that it will kill that feedback loop is comparison. what we got to realize is that if this is person 1, person 2, and person 3, their life, like if it's linear, right? Some people's lives just have a break and then they'll hit a mountain that's really difficult, and then they'll come out of it and it'll be mud. Then they'll hit mountain after mountain, and then it'll be calm for a while. And their life experience might be different than some of us. The truth is that the life just continues to be crazy all the time. And that might be someone else's experience. Someone, their circumstances in life might be relatively easy, and they have a few bumps. But the thing is that their road is different. It's not going to be yours. The only thing that you can control is this. You control the engine inside of you to keep moving regardless of whatever circumstances you run into. I wanted to share this because I want to empower you to recognize you can change you. You can change your life circumstances. If you're setting goals this year, understand this, that you can directly influence whatever happens, whether you succeed in your goal, you fail in your goal. It is all largely impacted by your ability to learn how to give yourself positive feedback versus negative feedback, and that will fuel your belief and your hope to give you power to continue to make those leaps of faith. I wish you the best. I have faith in you. I know you can do this, and make those dreams happen.